What if you can have a powerful AI without need of huge GPUs? There is a new trend that people are trying to use much lower bits for inference of the huge models. So for example, right now, a typical model runs on a 32-bit or let's say 16-bit, but you can even go all the way to 1 or 2 bits. So in fact, there is a recent paper which they use ternary bits between 1 and 2, and they actually showed that, for example, for one case, a reasoning model from Qwen, they were able to keep 90% of the reasoning part of it and accuracy part of it on such a smaller models. And even with this kind of a trend, people were able to run Kimi K3, which has been so popular because it performs as good as Fable, which has actually 2.8 trillion parameters. So it's a huge model, but they were able to run it in less than 4 gigabytes of GPU, which is amazing. Of course, that would be very, very slow, so it's not for a typical use case, but still, that's just a proof of concept that you can run big models without decreasing much of the quality on a much, much smaller, basically, GPUs or desktop or CPU applications. At Brazen Lab, we try to leverage this kind of a quantization, extreme quantization for distillation, so we can distill models with the reasonable performance, also reasonable speed on a desktop type of application.